Asante sana Davis. And I totally hear you. I totally hear around the place of anger. Kabisa. Cause mimi yenyewe wakishutu mtoi wangu neza guruka kabisa. But I also totally hear on the place where watatumia tu hiyo ofisi ya IG na DPP na wapeane evidence na we ufungwe. Hawatajali ni hiyo hasira. So hii movement yetu tumekataa. Wakikuabduct tunaacha hashtag, tunapiga kelele na kurelease. Saizi LSK imepeleka number of public interest litigation to court. Let me tell you, I say place tumetoka na judiciary ni mbali. Are they where we want it to be? No. But at least we have structures that can take us somewhere. That's why movement haijakuwa ultra-vires. Hakuna place tumeitisha ati any powers or any requests which are outside the ambit of the law. And that is actually what is making them uncomfortable. Angalia Menya na hiyo story ya JKIA. Right to information, by the way, very simple, which is a constitutional right. Wewe tupatie information, mnasema mlipatia Ambani hii, mlisema hii ni PPP, private public partnership. Iko wapi documentation, iko wapi tendering, iko wapi procurement? That's the thing. And so mnawafinyia hapo. Mkiwafinyia hapo, you know they stop briefing. Because they swore. They swore to uphold the law. So at least if they didn't swear on that law, we have another alternative. By the way, Davis, mimi demwageto. Tunatafuta tu streetwise. But our baseline is what they swore to uphold for now. Glow. Mudeu, your hand is up. I don't think Mudeu, can you hear us?
There's no response from that end.
Bleach and then Jamila.
Oh guys, niaje? I think what I'd like to say ni hii kitu tunaendelea kupush na don't give up yet. Najua kuna watu wengi kwa timeline wenye wanataka hii movement ifail. Maybe wako na their personal agenda. Kuna mtu anataka yani tu imsatisfy. Juu kama nimeona mtu kama Cairo, ukiangalia tweets zake ni jamaa tu anataka kudiscourage watu. So what you do, tukazane tu and you're going to win. That's all.
I can go as we wait for rain. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can. Go.
Well, guys. I know some days are heavy. It's heavy on my heart, actually, from the time I saw the nominees. And once again, of course, the political class has just joined hands and left Kenyans all naked. But why do they do that? It's because Ruto knows he's naked already, so he's trying to cover his ass. Yeah. What we are doing and what you're saying is drain the swamp, 100%. I've had a speaker before me talking about Kivuta Kibwana, and with all due respect, I love Professor Kivuta Kibwana, but I disagree because it's true. His books were never clean as well. So there was looting when he was governing Makueni. Yeah, Martha, on his when he chimed in, he spoke about Martha Karua and people. And yes, we can take advice from them, but it doesn't mean we trust them 100% because the political elite are just the same people. If they're not eating together, then they're the opposed people on the table. Yeah. Martha Karua is the same person who also, if you remember the scandal well in the election of 2009, she's not that clean anyway. So, and also I disagree with people calling for violence. Like, Doc said here, Bosire, the prison is meant for poor people. Yeah. That's why you see people like Ditmat Baraza not in jail because the government, because they have money, they are looting for who, they are doing this. That is why they're not sitting in prison. Prison is meant for poor people. That's why mtu ameiba kuku huko Ushago ako kwa jela Kamiti maximum prison, and Munyamiba Milioni anatembea scot free. Obado is free. We can name all of them. Sonko is there. We can name all of them. I don't need to go that. So please do not use violence. Do not use violence. That is when you know, like Doc said, and I don't want to repeat because we'll just be repeating the same things. That's why you will know that the constitution, they follow the constitution. Yeah. I remember yesterday the PP came out and said, oh, the person who shot Rex, it was not clear from which direction and all that, like trying to tell us, like, if I take a gun right now as Mabel, go to the streets of Nairobi in the darkest night and shoot somebody, I will be caught. I will be found. Just because I did it and nobody saw me, there must be investigation and it should be determined who exactly shot. And police they are given bullets in the morning. They're told, you walk with this. There's a leader there. You are someone in charge of you who says 5 of you are going to man this side, 10 of you are going to man the other side. So at least in the range, they know who was there. Yeah. So Tusibebo Ufala, guys. Tusibebo Ufala. We are draining the swamp saying Ruto must go, and Ruto must go doesn't mean Ruto as a person. It means he, the presidency, Ruto, with everybody in his governance. Gashagwa, everybody, water, I don't want to mention their names. So guys, do not forget that okay, I said, yeah, violence, please do not go for that. And leaders, people who are calling, oh, we should have a leader right now and start picking one right now. That is how they're going to disband this movement, which doesn't need to be disbanded right now. You've seen already, even Raila, who has been the god of, we call him Baba, yeah, he's in bed with them right now. So please not say. And didn't Ruto say that public officers, servants over 60 years should go home? How old is Aparanya again? But I rest my case there. So I just want to urge you guys, I know what is the way forward. The way forward is for us to follow the constitution as we have, keep making it uncomfortable for them, deplatform them everywhere. Yes, when they come, Uko Ocha, there's actually, I'm always against MPs living in Runda and then their constituents live somewhere else. I am for, if you are the MP of Madare, you should live in Madare. If you are the MP of Langata, live there so that you know the problems your constituents face. There is no way, mimi ni MP wa Siaya, ama whatever place, Samburu, and then I live in Nairobi, and then once every quarter I go home with my fuel guzzler with the muddy roads. You guys push my car. I see young children whose feet are submerged into mud until their knees, trying to push these big cars for the MPs to move. No, make them march, make them walk the walk, walk the talk. They should go in their hospitals, in their constituencies. At one day, everybody will benefit from where they serve. And I call for everybody, please, let's forge forward, because if we don't, anyway, it's a matter of time. I keep insisting on this. It's a matter of time. This political elite, the way they've been, our CS wamekuja tu saizi, they will be vetted, of course, they will pass that one. Mbadi told us the skunk is part of the skunk right now. He will be part of it. All of them are just now will compete. Who is going to loot more? Where can I get more money? Who is having this? That's why you hear the sayings of watu wa Murima, watu wa wapi. That's why every parastatal is full for their people so that they can steal easily. And if they continue like that, right now already, the middle class is just a disease away from poverty. If it continues like this, the poor people are becoming more and more, because the elite are less anyway than the poor people. Majority are the poor people. Once, because there's no food security right now, health is rotten in Kenya. Once it continues like this, in the next 3-4 years, people will be starving in Kenya. What do? You have your defense mechanism. It will urge you to go and steal for my neighbor. Ndaenda kwa Doc Bosire, ndakuja kukuibia, because I do not have anything. Anyway, it's either I die of starvation or I come and steal from you. And if I steal from her and we are done eating what she has, we will move to the next one. So Occupy State House will happen anyway. Yeah, people from Kibera will go to the next affluent estate in their surrounding and steal from those people. So at the end of the day, we should think about the Kenya that we want. And I just want to rest my case by saying, please do not give up. I had somebody say, of course, we are giving up. And I understand. And I know it's every day different information. Yesterday, people are being killed in the middle of the night. We couldn't sleep. Today is now coming with this bogus list that they're doing and all that. Tomorrow will be something. I know too much information so that we are even so exhausted with so much that they're giving us, the bullshit that they're giving us. But please do not give up. If you give up, politics, it's a body that governs a lot of your daily lives. I do not need to explain. A lot of eloquent speakers have spoken before me. So guys, let's forge forward. Let's drain the swamp. Ruto must go. We keep occupying the streets until they know really Ruto, Odinga, and everybody else. We do not need you. We do not need the political class, and Kenya can run without them. Thank you very much, Davis. Thank you, Kimuzi is not here anyway. Thank you, Bosire. And next to the next speaker.
Thanks, Mebs. Thanks, Mebs. Very positive vibe. Abdi, I think you are next.
Thank you. Thank you for organizing this space. I'm joining you from Toronto. And my take is...
From where?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
You said you're joining from?
Toronto.
Oh.
So my take is, I see Ruto as a real joker for sure, with his political coalition of losers. I thought he will listen to the ground, which is not the case. It is the status quo repackaging of the same corrupt, incompetent folks to just form an unholy alliance. Despite the promise of change and reforms, we continue to see the same old pattern of governance and mismanagement. I refuse to endorse any of Ruto's appointees. His values actions fundamentally oppose our philosophy of life. We don't even believe to any of these politicians who are self-seeking. It's time for us to demand a genuine and accountable leadership rather than settling for recycled, failed governance. The government is not listening. The march will continue. And now we need to change of strategy and tact way forward. We need a vehicle. We need to follow the constitution. The Kenya I want is one where there is inclusivity, sustainability, rule of law, and progress are at the forefront. By upholding the principles of accountability and transparency, and genuine commitment to addressing the root causes of our challenges, we can build a Kenya that truly reflects the hopes and dreams and our aspirations of the people. I believe together we can achieve a brighter and more equitable Kenya in the future. Thank you.
Short and precise, Abdi. Love that. Duke Ntambo.
Thank you, Bosire, for this opportunity, and Kimuzi. First and foremost, I would like to say it's a good thing that Raila has joined Ruto, because this gives us the opportunity to be the opposition of the government, and this was the last card for the last 4 presidency that we had in Kenya. During Moi time, we had Kibaki and Uhuru, and now it's Ruto. So Raila, actually, I don't think Raila runs for really go fight for presidency to run the country. I think he's just put there to be the loser during the election, so that he can benefit himself, because during Moi time he went to he did a handshake, Kibaki handshake, Uhuru handshake, now Ruto handshake. So this handshake is a last card of any president in Kenya. It's a hidden card for any president in Kenya. So right now, when you feel like your government is in shaky mode, you bring Raila, and all of them, they know Raila is a conman, is somebody, he was called by Tata a political prostitute, because this guy only wants to benefit himself. Look at this position right now. He didn't even go with Kalonzo Musyoka. He didn't go even with Martha Karua. The same, it happened during the Uhuru time. He didn't went with Wetangula and all the other allies, So this guy always negotiate or always take opportunity for himself. Right now,
I know I said this is the last thing, but the other thing is, this thing is leaderless, but it doesn't mean that no one is a leader. It means everyone is a leader. So this thing of saying or tweeting, somebody should like make what somebody. The other day I saw someone tweeted, somebody should create an account for like the missing persons, and I tweeted and replied, why don't you do it? Because even me, I'm not a graphic designer, but I started making posters just for the missing people. Like, there are things that we can do. You don't have we don't have to outsource courage from, because even Kina Hanifa, they are exhausted, they can't do everything. All of us have to pull our own weight. So yeah, that's all I'll say. Thank you so much for giving me the mic, and let's not cower. These people are banking on our fear, and they have to go. They have to go. It's unacceptable.
I really like the way you finished that we all have a role to play, you know. But I also want to appreciate right now the ICT. My God, Yani ChatGPT. My people from outside the country are like, you Kenyans are ahead. You've utilized technology. You've utilized social media. You've utilized the press. Every single space that you've gotten, you've utilized. Mainstream media has been ish with us. But I will say this, that the 40 states is still bound to be very impartial and independent. Where they are not independent, we call them out. Where they fault, we call them out. But these stories have to be seen. These stories rather have to be heard and seen everywhere. You know, our organizing has to be felt. Let me give an opportunity to the implementer, Karani.
Hello guys, you can hear me?
Yes.
Okay. A lot of vitu mingi by the way zimesemwa, and one and foremost, mimi huwa nasema, I've spoken in several spaces and I say, under the right circumstance, hakuna politician mzuri. So I want to actually desist your idea, could platform your idea totally to start imposing people on us. People who have been in government na wamepatikana na scandals. So I'm calling out Kivude Kibwana because the Attorney General's, the Auditor General's report on the said county and alikuwa na lead in Makueni is not very clean during the time when he was governor. So there's no need for you kuanza kwati tunakuwa lenient at na any politician. There's no politician who is our friend. Inafaa tujue hivyo by the way. Let's begin from there. There's no politician who is our friend. Na kitu ya pili, even though you are not fronting violence, nasema the law will punish. Since hii maandamano ianze, mmeona any person, any Supreme Court judge akikuja forward, acha hata niseme tu Martha Koome mwenyewe, ule the hot air konosia, mmemwona akikuja to criticize and to say the rule of law will take effect? No. Squeezy, look at people like Didmas Baraza with a murder case on his hands, evidence iko hapo all along, he cannot be prosecuted. Ako hapo trying to sell us fear, and right now tunampatia platform. Why? What I've discovered about politicians in Kenya ni ya kwamba the government must have that on you kukuappoint so that they blackmail you. Going forward, hapa mbeleni, what if we change the constitution and development equal very separate na leadership, whereby even when the government is in office or not, development itaendelea. We've seen it in the UK, we've seen it in countries like Israel and the US, whether president ako in office or not, development bado inaendelea na iko very independent of politicians. Ma politician wetu manze wamechukua hiyo pesa za development, CDF and everything, weaponize. This guy called Musalia Mudavadi, I come from where he comes from. The road that leads to his own compound, huwezi pita na gari yenye iko na haina ground clearance. The guy anakuja na chopper every other morning. When anataka kuja home, anashuka in Mululu Primary, anachukua chopper back home. The road yenye inapita huko kwake iko impassable. Like, I really think going forward inafaa tumweke every politician to account. I'm not for the idea to anarchy and things like those, but hiyo time when you were putting their business under pressure, it was working. Now watu wote wenye who been appointed, I like to be the bearer of bad news. Wote watakuwa approved without anything, all of them. So what do we do going forward? Mimi, by the way, I advocate violence for violence, sababu people wamekuwa very peaceful. People have been peaceful. Watu wako tu na flag and things like those, and they are still getting punished. Unashikwa. I have a friend who was arrested akiprotest your day at 25th of June. They were relayed in Kibra law courts. I think the guy lives in Kawangware. Walisema he was carrying a dangerous weapon. They don't even mention the weapon. The guy amekuwa industrial area all along. We've been trying to release him on bond until it was, I think, on Thursday when we managed to get him out. So hata wewe ukienda the right way, I want you to know the government wants you to go the right way. It is not playing fair. If they are not playing fair, why are we playing fair? Mbona hii maandamano isikue every other day? Because where we are right now, like the government will not be defeated where we are right now if tutaanza kukua lenient. Atunasema wanapigana mawe ati sisi tusipigane mawe. Like, no, time for democracy for me, I really believe It's over. Return fire with fire. Evil too. That is all I'll say. Do what you have to do to protect yourself, because ukilia, no one is listening to you. You still die anyway. So that is me, and that is my submission.
Troy, I want to tell you a fact. And the fact is that the prison infrastructure system was built for men, young men like you in this country. It's a young men who overpopulate the prison system. It's a young men who people are profiting on in terms of the tenders they're getting to maintain the prison. It's a young man like your friend alishikwa on some inflated, bogus charges, which of course, if a good magistrate or judge is to listen to that case, following our evidence, atamwachilia. It's a young man like huyo wanajua, especially the ones from the poor community, wanajua hawezi afford kulipa bail, kwa sababu hawezi afford kulipa bail akatoka kwa Katawamasi. And so we will use this criminal justice system to be able to punish them and instill fear in them. That's what they're doing, and that's a place that they are shooting us to. If we want this country to move ahead, if we want to change our laws, we have an opportunity to do that. We find that there are these laws, we have to do away with them, we do away with them. But we must understand that the number of young men who are dying and impoverishing in the prison system are so many. And so we cannot turn them on the dishes like that. And that's why I really loved LSK. LSK has come out, has followed the law, has cornered them on the law, and that's why they are releasing people on even a zero bail. If it did not stand on the rule of law, then it becomes very different. So we must choose a path. Is it a path to constitutionalism, where we said, kwa nini bibi ya mtu ako na budget? Kwa nini magari mnanunua ovyo ovyo, mna repair manyumba? Kwa nini watu wanapewa appointments and they don't qualify? Why is it that we have economic crimes which are not being persecuted all the way to the end? Why isn't EACC doing its own job? Why is DPP coming every day and telling us we don't have evidence like they did yesterday? That is a rule of law. If we want the other side, which is a very dangerous side, is that we will give them. And even right now, you will see a lot of the times when the law acts for it favors them, watakimbilia waseme, section XYZ. And you saw even when the IG for National Police Service was releasing that statement on the freedom to anchoring on the freedom of assembly and protest. Alieka, he quoted the law. And so they use the law when it favors them. And so we must call them out on that.
Okay, Doc, I think also the reason why you hear people getting angry is because even as much as we are trying to pursue the law, unaona kuna watu wanashikwa na wakireleasiwa, people are being abducted. I won't use the term arrested. People are being abducted and then they're being released without charges, and this thing goes unspoken about. I mean, this is unlawful. So people are getting angry because it's becoming a government. It's like a bad behavior they are doing, and no one is watching over them. So this thing is angering people. So that's why unasikia watu wakiongea hivi. So I don't know if we have lawyers who can help us, because it's also coming. See, the process of law is becoming unbearable for most of us. Watu hawezi shika mtu and then you release them without any charges, and then there's no consequences for you. You see, so it's like they have more power than we do. So wase pia wana jump juu ya hizo story. Then
we can hold them accountable, but based on the law. For example, jika mechekio video mse wa which constituency is this? MP barabara ni mbaya alafu anashukishwa na ambwa tembea.
That was an MCA.
MCA. That's very simple. As in kitu kama hiyo. Kiari juzi, after our pasile bill, the finance bill, after I voted yes, alinyimwa platform. Na ikuwa violent. Msi alienda kachukua tu mic akamwambia buda wezi tubongesha. And so every single way their popularity can increase, remove it from them. That's why churches are a very important strategy for us. Wanafika church, mayouth mnaanza kupiga kelele. Wanakuja mako, mayouth mnaanza kupiga kelele. Mna make sure madha wenyu wote wanapiga makelele. So that means they become, let me tell you, the weapon of the politician is popularity. The moment they are not popular, wako nje. Cynthia, Tekla. Cynthia?
Yeah, I'm here. Chenye nilikuwa nataka kusema ni clearly we can see that we are dealing with a government that doesn't care. On Tuesday watu wamekuwa maandamano, on Wednesday Ruto announces people that we do not want. So clearly, as much as our protests are working, kuna message yenye bado hatujafikisha. We need people to organize ourselves. Kuna watu wenye ni IT experts hapa Kenya. Organize something, mimi sijui venye zinaitwa na those IT terms, but a bullying, cyberbullying something to those government like leaders. Wasipofanya chenye tunataka, shukisha down their account. Mtu akipost kitu, let it not get any attention. No likes, no comments, nothing. Let's paralyze them. And then kama kitu kama protests, we need population. Tunataka tukienda demonstrate, tunaenda wote. So instead of going there to tupiwe tear gas, what about we organize something like a concert? Tunaweza to hashtag something, organize a concert, kila mtu aende town. Have everyone in town. Na tufanye hiyo concert even for a full week. So that watu hawana reason ya kushoot people who are attending a music concert or a comedy concert or something like a musical. Hakuna mtu atakuja kushoot watu wamekuja kudance na kuimba, but something to paralyze the CBD or Nairobi. Tukitoka hapo to make sure that kama kuna mbunge yoyote ama someone that we do not want, someone that doesn't listen to us, mwenye anataka platform yoyote, we deny them. Mtu akiorganize rally, they want to come to speak to us, we do not attend. We don't like hivyo to boycott everything. Hivyo ndo tutaweza, because people are dying, kusema ukweli. Some of us are still very young, we still have dreams. Tukisema tunaenda rogue in an unconstitutional way, we are going to end up dead, and I don't think we want that. So let us like be smart, tufanye kitu yenye ita work. Hawa wakina Ruto, let's make them lose their account, something tunaweza fanya. Hawa watu tuwanyime spaces zote. I think that is all I have to say.
Cynthia, I really love that. Kuwanyima spaces zote na kwa very innovative. I love about how artists have also taken this up. I've seen skits, I've seen short films, I've seen animations, as in all single ways in which our message can pass around. That's very powerful. I want you to remember that Kirkir, who has been appointed as a cabinet secretary of transport, has had criminal charges, economic criminal charges on him, has appeared in court. But huo msee amekuwa appointed. Mwosho moja. Wewe Cynthia, ukienda kusaibabuli msee, which one sababuli, of course it has, I mean there are certain things that the law says. Atatumana hapo kwa hao yako, ushikwe hapo, DPP ataandika charges haraka haraka, na by the way kitu kidogo kidogo unanyonyeshwa ukiwa ndani. My point is, kama hii website imebuildiwa ya Ndii, that website is very factual. Every single thing Ndii ashaisema imekuwa hapo. Ile ChatGPT ya corruption, it's factual. Every single thing iko hapo, it's a fact. So msi hawezi dispute. So if maybe the word is not bullying that you wanted to use, is another different word, and I'm not explaining you. It's that brings in that makes you become their target easily. Hivyo tu nilikuwa nataka kusema. Rosie?
Hi, thank you for the opportunity to speak. I just wanted to say,
Hello, you can hear me?
can you hear me?
Hello?
Yes,
Abdi,
we can hear you.
someone is on the mic.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity. I just wanted to say, like, guys, since we started on the 25th, like, right now, a lot of people have become, it's not even anger anymore, it's apathy. If you haven't noticed, a lot of people have just resolved to going back to their lives because they're giving up. Because really, when we're speaking the truth without justice, it kind of frustrates a lot of people. That's why we see the likes of Cairo, and it's not just Cairo, it's many more people. Like when we were starting before the 25th protest, that was the mother of all protests till now, someone would hold a space and 100K of us would sit and listen. Right now, at max, the one person who still holds a big number for spaces is Amerix, and we clock at around 40K, because 60K of us have become apathetical to the cause, because we are seeing no results. We're seeing like guys are tired. So me, I don't want to discourage the cause, because this cause has given so many of us so much hope. Like this hope that had died. Me, I won't lie, I've never voted for Ruto or Raila. These guys, after the post-election violence, I lost hope in them. So whenever these principles were the ones who are the face of being of being elected for presidency, I've never really bothered. I gave up on politics at all. Like if you even look at my timeline, I am anti-political. I don't even watch the news. But since the hashtag Stop Financial Bill started, some hope was built in me. Sahi nimekuwa yani advocating in any space I can get to just get people psyched up. But even me in my circles, I can tell you for sure, guys are pathetical. People, in fact, today in a WhatsApp group, someone just asked, are people still nini going for mandamano? They are going to be a mandamano tomorrow. Like, uko, okay, you've already given up. Yani, there's no, hakuna kitu. But what's aching in my heart really is just to say, guys, we need to re-strategize. I'm sorry, but we need to rethink. Ruto is not looking for leaders. Hizi ni derailment. Anajua hakuna leaders kwa hii movement. Anajua everything kinagaubaga. He right now ni campaign ya kusecure regime yake the next 5 to 10 years. And that's what he's doing. And we need to match up that energy. You guys, Ruto and his cronies, they are wise. They watch us, they study us, and they adjust accordingly. We can't sit down and just use the same principles we've been using since 25th. Those principles worked for 25th. Right now, we need to look forward for ways that can stop whatever systems they're putting into place to secure their reign. Mimi sijui how we will achieve that. All I know is hata kama watu wako angry, wamechoka, one thing is for sure, mi sijaona hao watu wakisema Ruto must stay. Guys still want Ruto to go. Now we need to sit down and think what is the best approach towards Ruto going. One way I can suggest is get all of us together in a forum, in a space. I don't know how we will do it, but we need to sit down and decide on one way forward. Whether that means we are forming a party, we're not forming a party, we're doing this, we're doing that. We just need to sit down together and decide what's the way forward. And really now focus on that. Because as we speak right now, kwanza nimeona news hapa breaking, ameshaanza ku make changes kwa KDF, yenye tunasema they are still on our side. This guy is securing every angle. Kila mali tumesema kitu, kila mali tumefocus. Mi nimekuwa educated on so many things since hii story ya maandamano ianze. Sitaki kukua dialed down again. Sitaki kurudi hiyo place penye ati nimeziba kila kitu ya politics, anything that's triggering, so that nirudi back to my cocoon. No, we can't go back to okay. We have to look for strategies, you guys. We have to speak one language. We have to get all of us in one space and decide on a way forward. That's my take. Thank you.
Thank you very much. History getting all of us in one space. It's an idea that some of us have been discussing behind the scene, but ni ngumu manze. But also, it's also a good thing that people have various spaces. Ndio isikue centralized. You see, when you see, this is why Osama, people turned on Osama. Well, he betrayed the people because we, at one point when this thing started, we used to have, I think, a maximum of 2 spaces on the TL. Ilikuwa Osama na Kimuzi hosting, and then it started by Osama hosting, and then when things went out of how they went, watu wakachange. So me, I think the diversification kukuwe na various the goal is one. Ruto must go. So watu wa diversify, watu wakuwe na hizo space.
Sorry
So that
to interject. I'm not saying that we have one space continuously. You're not getting my point. My point is not to have just the one space where we all meet during that one space. No, we just need to set our agenda correct. You see, when we were hashtagging for finance bill, we had that one agenda, finance bill. People were still having multiple forums to talk. But right now, we need to re-strategize, to have that one agenda that you're talking about. That's what I'm saying. So that's why I'm saying we need to have that skill. We need to have a mother. Like hata kama itakuwa commit physically ama wapi, whichever way works, we need to get all of us wenye tumeanza kukua na apathy,
wenye tunaanza kufikiria maybe political party, wenye bado wanasema pana protest every day. When you see guys are now having many different agendas, and that division
Yes,
is what's
actually.
making us to be weak. We need to have one strategy, and that can only happen if we sit down and have a forum where we all agree. Hata kama si eti ni 100% all of us agree, at least 90% of us agree on one agenda and focus on it. That's what I'm trying to say.
Perfectly put. Because you see, if you monitor keenly what has been happening, the reason why you might think we've been struggling is because people don't know. Kuna watu wanasema Ruto must go. There are hardliners who are on Ruto must go, and then there are people who occupy parliament, occupy MOH, or do this, sack the cabinet, dissolve. So you see, even when you hear from these, we might call them the experienced political, they're asking us, what do you want? You want the same Ruto who want you are calling for Ruto to go, and then mnasema Ruto dissolve a cabinet, bring in competent people. Mnasema Ruto apatie ideas. What do you want? I think that's the point you're saying. We need to move with one agenda. Isikue what could, because as someone had talked earlier, people like Cairo, they got what they wanted. I mean, when the movement started, we were almost 100% in. Then kuna watu wame drop in because probably what they were fighting for walipata. When the people who were in for money walilipwa wakatoka. The people who were in for the finance bill ilianguka wakatoka. So there are people who still are not satisfied with what is happening. So we need to form that hardline where to agree, what are we going for? Are we going for Ruto must go? Because all these things have different strategies. Tukisema ni cabinet in tunataka iende, we won't approach it the same way we want Ruto to go. I think there I agree with you 100%. We need to form our agenda very clearly and make sure that everyone is on board with what we are moving with. Who's been on the line for long? I think Mebs or Doc, kuna mtu ulikuwa ushaeka online. I think we'll
Kuna
have
Rain na Mebs na Abdi in that order. Alafu
okay.
Manga atafollow ine. Rain, Mebs and then Abdi.